It's Monday morning, about 9 a.m. on September 30th, 2008. About sunrise this morning, I passed the halfway point between Durban and East London. It's about a 260-mile passage, probably the most notorious coastline in the world, because this Mozambique or Agulhas current runs from the northeast to the southwest. And when the low pressures come around the Cape of Good Hope and up this coast, they blow against that Mozambique or Agulhas current and build up freak waves sometimes, specifically and especially in this particular area. Makes it one of the more difficult passages going around the world if you want to go around Good Hope, is getting between Durban and Port Elizabeth. That's about 380 miles. But getting to East London is only about 250 miles, and that's what I'm planning, because tomorrow the forecast is for southwesterlies again. So hopefully I'll make East London tonight. From midnight last night till now, 9 o'clock in the morning, I've gone 80 miles. It's like a 9-knot average, because the boat's going at hull speed on under the reefed staysail, and I'm getting about a 2.5 to 3-knot boost from the current. Gives you an idea how strong it is. The wind has gone down a bit. It's only blowing about 25 to 30 now. Last night it was blowing 35 and maybe gusting more. Seas. Okay, here we are again. Still Monday morning. Just a couple of minutes later, had to download the memory. Basically a pretty nice day when the high pressure builds and the wind comes from the northeast. Generally fairly clear skies and a little bit warmer temperatures. I'm running about 15 miles off the coast, maybe a little bit less. It's kind of lost right over there in the haze that runs right along the coast. Probably can't see it in the camera, but I can barely make it out. Anyway, here's FeNIX sailing along at about 5.5 or 6 knots. There's the reefed staysail. That's all the sail area that I have up. I think that's about 75 square feet, and still making 5.5 to 6 knots. It's a pretty nice day now. Last night it was a little feisty. I was getting some splashes in the cockpit, which were annoying, but nothing real bad. Every once in a while the boat would round up to starboard, that's more to the west, from one of the big gusts. And then one of the cresting wave tops would slap the side of the hull, and cascades of water. Inevitably a few drops would go through the companionway on me. And I really hate that, getting salt water inside the boat, especially at night when I'm trying to rest below. It's Wednesday, October the 15th, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Currently sailing pretty much due west towards Mossel Bay. It's off the South African coast. I left Port Elizabeth yesterday morning, and very light to non-existent wind and overcast sky that you see right now. About sundown, the wind started to build nicely from the southeast. Had a very pleasant night's sail till about noon today, with about a 15-knot easterly breeze. Since noon, last hour and a half, the wind has started to pick up. It's blowing 20 to 25 now, which is about what the forecast is. I'm wondering if that all those dark clouds back there behind me, which is to the east, is going to bring a little bit stronger wind. I'm panning over here through the north. Over that way, about 15 miles is the South African coast. You can maybe able to just make it out on the horizon. It's kind of a dark smudge over there under the clouds. And of course, where I'm going is over this way, just about due west, 65 miles or so. Of course, the trick is now it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and at the speed I'm going, it looks like I'm going to get in there sometime just after midnight, which is always tricky coming into an unknown harbor in the dark. But I'm not too sure I want to stay out in these conditions, because it might just get nasty. But then again, it might. It's Thursday, October 23rd, about 7:30 in the morning. Right now I'm about 1 degree of latitude, 1 degree of longitude from Cape Agulhas. That's to the west, or in the left in the picture. Of course, won't be able to see it now. Should be able to make out faintly on the horizon. We're looking due north. That's the African coast, South African coast. It's quite calm out here. It's a light wind starting to pick up from the southeast, and it should continue through the day. So within a matter of a couple hours, I should be sailing along quite nicely again. And of course, where I'm going is out this way to the west. See, the sails are just kind of slatting, because even though I'm running the motor, the true wind is almost non-existent. It's a pretty healthy swell running up from the southwest still, about 3 meters. And you can see the sea is pretty smooth except for the big swell. Over this way to the south, there's nothing for quite a distance until you get to Antarctica. It's about 9:20 a.m. local time, Friday, October the 24th, 2008. You're looking due south, and about 300 miles that way begins the Roaring Forties, since I'm just a bit south of 35 degrees south latitude. Also, if you look closely there in the water somewhere, is Fred's official dividing line between the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. That's, for me, 20 degrees east longitude, which is the longitude of Cape Agulhas, which is behind us to the north. I've been struggling with a southwest wind for almost the last day and making slow progress coming from Mussel Bay to Simontown. It's a pretty good sea running out there. I've seen swells up in the 6-meter range, averaging about 4 meters. And of course there's the wind waves on top of that, little cresting whitecaps and all those kinds of things going on. My course is about 300 true to a waypoint just southeast of the Cape of Good Hope. Pan around there through going west and over this way to the north, about 15 miles over there. Tuesday, October 28th, about 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm in Simontown, and you're looking about north towards the bay, the north end of the bay. Probably just see the whitecaps out there blowing on the water. Once again, there's a southwester blowing now. It's tapered off a little bit. It's only blowing about 30 knots now, but for the last day and a half, it's been blowing up in the 30 to 35 knot range. It's a real nice day. It's clear. You're looking at the end of the west side of the breakwater for the commercial and naval harbor in Simontown. And that's that end is the end that I was looking for to get around, to get in the protected water here when I came down the other night in that big easterly gale. Simontown is a very nice little place. Only been here a couple days, but have had a chance to look around a little. Nice hillside. Reminds me a bit of Southern California. The houses up there are often troubled by baboons, of all things. A friend of mine that I met up in Richards Bay arrived this morning, Manfred, in a large red aluminum ketch, a La Rosa.